So hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. I am Charity.
And I'm Ben.
And in 2017, we bought our very first RV and set out to travel with our family and our kids. This week, we wanted to kind of give you a real-time update if you've been following along on our journey. And if you need to catch up, you can definitely go back and check out some of our videos that we've released in the prior few weeks. But we decided we were living the RV life the wrong way, didn't we?
We did.
And that is because we had our home base in the state of Colorado, and we would leave Colorado in the summer months to travel with our family while our kids were out of school and explore the US and come back to the Colorado during the school year, which meant spending the winter months in a cold weather state.
Yeah, we were doing it all wrong. We're like, why are we suffering through the winter of cold Colorado just to leave beautiful Colorado in the summertime? So we switched it up a little bit.
So it just didn't make sense for us to live in a cold weather state during the winter months when I just personally feel so much better when I'm suntanned.
Yes, and we are loving the Florida area.
So we sold everything we owned for the most part, and we packed up what would fit in here, what would fit in the Jeep, in my minivan, and we decided to move our home base to the state of Florida. So this is where we are as of today, but in getting here, it was quite the adventure, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. A lot has happened.
A lot has happened. First of all, driving from Colorado to where we're at in Central Florida was just under 2,000 miles.
It's a lot of driving.
It was a lot of driving, and unlike when we travel in our RV, where we tow our Jeep and we can switch drivers, we didn't have that luxury because Ben was driving the RV, towing the Jeep, and I was following behind in my minivan. So we didn't have that option to switch off like we normally would when we're traveling. So it was a lot of driving, and since we couldn't switch drivers, it was a little fatiguing at times.
Yes, and we were actually ready to get here fast because time was of the essence.
And why was time of the essence?
Time was of the essence because we had to get the kids in school.
Right. We didn't want to go through this transition with the kids of let alone moving a new state and switching schools and them not being able to start on the first day of school with everybody else and, you know, coming in a month after the fact or anything like that. So that gave us 5 days to get here. And so that meant most days we were driving between 7 and 8 hours a day, which is not our typical driving style. And so the thing is with that, like, I would be interested in hearing from some of you guys. Leave us a comment below on what does your typical drive days look like? Because typically when we're traveling, it's not an 8-hour or a 7-hour driving day. It's like maybe 4, 5, like 6 is really like the max of what we normally want to do when we're like doing our travel days and we're driving. And so to do, you know, an 8-hour or a 7-hour driving day was pretty difficult. And here's the other thing too. So we're still working from the road. And so, you know, we're not checking out of the campground until checkout time, like at 11 noon. And then still trying to drive for another 7 or 8 hours. So most of the campgrounds we stayed in on the way here, we're still pulling in sometimes after dark.
Right.
Which will tell you more about our experience at the KOA in Apopka a little bit later.
It was
in
crazy.
This video.
Never had this experience before.
Pulled into that campground after dark. So you'll have to stay tuned. And we'll cut to the footage that we actually filmed that day.
Wowzers.
So we're finally here in Florida. We are fed up with being discriminated against. And we are being discriminated against at this campground right now because we have children.
Younger family.
And because we are currently living in our RV. Now, let's back this up. We love to travel. We travel full time during the summer months, where we do live in our RV during the summer months, and we travel around and we see the country. And we've been, I was looking at, I think 38 now states out of the 40, 50. We've traveled tons of states and we've stayed at tons of KOAs. And again, watch some of our other videos. You'll see we're very complimentary. But this particular KOA, now we chose this KOA because this is located in Apopka, Florida. And this is where we're relocating our home base to. So our home in Colorado is on the market, and we expect that it's going to go under contract any day. In fact, by the time this video comes out, I'm sure we'll be under contract on our home in Colorado. And we are under contract on a home here in Apopka. And that's why we chose this KOA, is because it's in Apopka. We wanted to be close to where the kids are now going to school, where we're going to be living, where we're going to be establishing our residency, all of that, get to know the town, get to know the area. So we wanted to be here in Apopka, and we found that there was a KOA, and so we decided to stay here because KOAs usually have a great reputation for being really nice places to stay. We're gonna need to be in the RV for about a month while we're in between our Colorado home base and what's going to be our new Florida home base. So we asked the KOA here if they had a weekly or a monthly rate that we could extend and stay. And we were originally told, yeah, we have a monthly rate. This is the rate plus your metered electric. So we do require a background check. So you need to come down to the office and do a background check, because we do a background check on anybody that's staying on a monthly rate.
No problem.
No problem. So we started heading down to the office, and as we're heading down to the office, my phone rings, and the gal in the office says, I am so sorry, but it didn't occur to me that you guys have kids. And if you have kids, you can't stay on a monthly rate. I'm like,
that's kind of weird.
Okay, explain this to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, we just, we're walking to the office, we go down to the office. And the gal that's in the office, super nice lady.
Yeah.
This is not
It's a work camper.
her doing.
Yeah, it's not.
This is obviously the owners of this particular KOA. So the owners of this particular KOA do not feel that raising a family in an RV is the best thing for children. Therefore, they do not want to encourage families to be full-time with their kids in their RV. And so they will not give a monthly rate to anybody that has children, because they do not want them living here in this park, and they don't believe that it's an appropriate environment for a child to grow up living in an RV. We have plenty of friends that are truly full-time. They've sold their home base or they've rented it out, and they are full-time. Yeah. And even after doing what we've done on the full-time basis that we've done it, this is a great lifestyle for kids.
Yeah, great experience, great learning experience for
kids. It's a great learning experience. Now, typically, if you are full-time, you probably are not going to be asking for a monthly rate, because you probably are going to be moving from place to place every week or two.
Yeah.
So there is that. But we felt extremely discriminated against because of the fact we have children. We even explained what our situation was, that we are
1 month
in between home bases, right? We're selling a house in Colorado. We're moving here to the Apopka area. We are living in our RV in the meantime. It's better than living in a hotel. I mean, those of you that are RVers, you would much rather be in your rig than be in a hotel.
Right.
This is our second home. But anyway, point being, this is what we were told. So we stuck with our original 2 weeks, and we'll be looking for a different RV park.
But wait, there's more.
No, there's
a lot more.
Way more to the story.
And
so
probably more to come.
Then today, we come back after picking up the kids from school, and I run into town, and I'm on my way back, and Ben calls me.
Yes, I had a knock at the door again. And I come out, I'm like, okay, what's going on? How can I help you? And the guy, comes up to me. He's like, hey, I was just, over by your lot today, and I had to move the picnic table a little bit, and I noticed there's a little grease stain on your picnic table from the Blackstone that was sitting on there.
And now you should see this picnic table. I'll show you this picnic table up close.
We'll show you up close.
This is not in the best shape.
No.
It apparently rains every single day here in Florida, so all of the wood picnic tables are out in the weather, which it's fine, but they weather just like a wood picnic table is going to weather when it sits in the rain in Florida every single day. And we're getting yelled at for a little grease stain on the wood picnic table. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if these people have just had a series of really bad days for the last week, But I mean, we were looking at actually some Google reviews, and it doesn't appear that it's just us. Let's just leave it at that. So if you go to the Goog, you will see that
not family friendly is kind of the consensus of everybody else that has visited. And you know what? Shame on us that we didn't really look at the reviews. So that was kind of our problem. That's on us.
Yeah.
But
well, and the hard thing is too is some people leave reviews and they're a little bit older, and so like usually when I look at reviews, if it was left like more than a year ago, I always think, well, things change and maybe things have gotten better. And so like if it's an older review, I tend to not give it as much credibility in general.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of things that can happen over the course of a year or two, and as far as people's experiences with the business.
We were going for a walk and we saw the owner take his golf cart over to the pool, and he started yelling at people in the pool and like shaking his hands and stuff. It's like
crazy,
nuts. I
need to probably change my perspective, because if this is the first time we run into this in 3 years, we should probably really consider ourselves fortunate.
We've had it definitely well.
So as we were coming into the state of Florida, it was a very late night. Coming through, I believe it was it Georgia that we were coming through? I'm trying to remember now exactly how we got here. It was Tennessee, Georgia area.
It was late at night,
super
dark.
late at night, very dark. So you'll have to watch what happened.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! So I see the fireworks.
What happened? Like, did he? Like, I mean,
they just said it caught on fire.
So they just spontaneously combusted?
Well, with somebody lit a cigarette or something. Wow, that's crazy.
People that were in there are okay, from what this other guy said. They got out of the car in time, but crazy night. It's like 10 o'clock at night. We were caffeinated on truck stop coffee, just trying to get to Florida. There's a good shot of adrenaline to keep us going for a while. But good times in Tennessee tonight. So that was a crazy experience. First time that has ever happened, but not the first time that we've encountered fire on the road, because if you watch our video, and you'll put a link above to our video of the wildfire that we encountered in California. Not our first bout with fire while driving, but our first bout with seeing a car on fire on the side of the road while driving.
Right.
So that was just crazy. But one takeaway that we definitely took away from that is know where your fire extinguishers are located.
Right.
So that you have them if and when that you need them as you're traveling. So, and those of you that have been doing this RV thing for a while, leave us a comment and let us know where you keep your fire extinguishers, because like we had some in our basement compartment. The one that we normally keep in the other compartment wasn't attached because it's not in a convenient location, in my opinion. So we moved it to another spot. So you'll have to let us know, especially if you are driving a Class A, where do you keep your fire extinguisher? Because I would like to know where everybody kind of keeps theirs, just for convenience, but also to be able to get at it quickly if you need it. We are finding out really fast that we don't really have the space that we would need if we were going to do this full time. We've got a lot more videos coming up next week. We'll go back to our regular travel vlogs. We've got the Oregon coast to show you, which is amazing. We've got Idaho to show you, which is amazing. And plus, we've got a lot of Central Florida to show you, because we know a lot of you guys will probably want to head down here when the weather is cooler. And so we'll have some great places to show you that you can come hang out during the winter months here in Central Florida.
We've already found some hidden gems that we cannot wait to show you guys.
Yeah, we're super excited about some of these spots that we found that we've been hitting frequently, and we know you're gonna love them.
Stop it.
So it was a lot.
Actually, you know what? I need to be on one side of you always.
Fine.
What side have I been on?
I don't know. Just
here, scoot over a little bit.
Does it really matter? It keeps things interesting. A lot of driving. Come on.
That means it was about 4 or 5 or 6 hour driving days, right?
4 hours driving days?
What? No, 4. or 5 6-hour driving days. Is what I said.
4 or 5 or 6 hour driving
How many?
days.
5 6-hour driving days.
Let me just
All right.
pick it up from here.